I am Kodili-nye. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on your time zone. New subscribers, you're welcome back to this. Welcome to this channel. Returning subscribers, you're welcome back, and the old subscribers, thank you for being part of this success story of this channel. I do appreciate all of you. Thank you very much for your support so far, by the time you spend to watch all our videos. Thank you. And my prayer is that God will continue to bless all your endeavors. Thank you. Remember to subscribe to this channel if you are watching and yet to subscribe. Remember to like, comment, and put on the notification button, and you are good to go on this glorious journey of success, the highway of success. We're already there, and you are part of that journey. I cannot do without all of you. You are part of the family, the great family. Thank you very much. Today we are going to talk about Anambra State. Recently, 2-3 weeks ago, there was an interview where the Commissioner of Anambra State on Industry, the economic expert, Dr. Christian Udechukwu. This guy is a great guy. This is a type of person that should be Minister for Industry in Nigeria, but unfortunately, Nigeria doesn't appoint the best. And when I heard that Chukwuma Soludo appointed him as the Commissioner for Industry, I know that within a few years, industries will be coming to Anambra State, many industries. And it's already happening again with the latest news I want to bring to you, because we are harbingers of good news. We are here to bring the good report of the homeland. Remember, this homeland must be a livable and a prosperous homeland. The land of Anambra State. And as I quote Professor Chukwuma Soludo, the governor of Anambra State, when he says that it must be a land of destination, not a departure lounge. So meaning that people will be coming into that. And already started happening already with the latest news that 3 more motor or automotive companies are coming to set up shop to start manufacturing of cars and spare parts in Anambra State. This is a great win for the state, because you will be wondering, why Anambra State? And let me use the statement by Arise News interviewer that said that Anambra is now becoming the Detroit of Nigeria. Detroit is a city or a state in America that is known for automotive, motor, and the spare parts manufacturing. You hear about the General Motors, and many others are based in Detroit, USA. So Anambra is becoming one, because it would have been one over the years if the government, the governors, past governors in the state did the needful, because already the people of that state are investors in automotive businesses and manufacturing in all parts of the world. So, but they were looking for a space where the government will set up industrial parks with 24-hour electricity, or some facilities, not all facilities, but some facility infrastructure. But now that the government of Anambra State is now actively doing that by also getting money to do all those things, and those investors, because the investors are human, they know that when you are serious about what you are going to do, they start they know that there's opportunity, and that's why they are coming. So the latest news is that three more companies are coming to join the already existing ones. One is coming from Vietnam, one is coming from South Korea, and one also is coming from China. So already Anambra State has two manufacturing company. You have Innocent, the number one in Africa in motor manufacturing at the moment. And you have Oma Group, and they just laid in Omonia, where they will be doing electric cars and gas-fired cars. Oma Group is based in Ibuku, but now they are building a bigger place in Omonia, which they will start production in the first quarter of 2024. It's just around the corner, because they are building things there already. So, and remember, they have started manufacturing already in Obuku for some years now. They've been producing buses, but quietly doing it. But now they want to do it in a big scale. So, and we're not talking about, we are not even mentioning about many motor spare parts manufacturing companies in Anambra State. You know about eBay Group, you know about Chikasin, many others, Kotek, a lot of them that are manufacturers of different spare parts of cars and aeroplane, lots of things. So I don't know what we are going to call this, the Anambra becoming the Detroit of Nigeria, as three more companies, motor manufacturing and assembly and parts production company, coming to Anambra State. So what are you waiting for? You that are hanging in there saying, oh, I will wait. You don't need to wait. It's happening already. The investors are flooding in. The investors are coming. They are setting, some of them are setting out their destiny quietly. So what are you waiting for? Yeah, bring their wealth home. Bring it to the homeland. The time is now. You don't need to wait anymore. Yeah, so Anambra is becoming the Detroit of Nigeria. The simple fact is that because of the entrepreneurial nature of the citizen of Anambra State and the indigenes, that's what has made it so. And because of that, that's why a lot of potential investors want to deal with them, because of their abilities in business, in economic endeavors. So that's why it's very, very important for the government to start to be more proactive. And now they are waking up. They are actually doing what they're supposed to be doing. Because they before a chicken lays the egg, it has to prepare a place to lay the egg. So that's why the government has to prepare a place for those, because those investors are like chicken. They are carrying the egg. They are looking for a place to lay it. So something has to be done. And first thing first. So, and a lot of analysts are talking. Even the interviewer of the commissioner was asking, oh, in spite of a lack of electricity and all those, why are the company rushing to Anambra State? There is something they see in Anambra State. They know that in next 5-10 years, the Eastern Tiger is going to arise, and it's going to arise in Anambra State. The Eastern Economic Miracle is going to come. It's going to come. All those things you heard of recently, of 2 3 years is something that try to delay it. It's like a pregnancy coming, and the delivery time was delayed a little bit. They are meant to happen, but they will be, the wind will blow them away, and this economic prosperity is going to come, whereby a lot of people from the homeland and many foreigners will be investing in Anambra State, and this will kickstart the eastern economy, and it will kickstart the Nigerian economy, because Nigerian economy without the eastern bloc will not be able to prosper. We'll be having a lot of hold-ups and hiccups and slow motions. So, but for it to arise, they need to do something. Economic liberalization, freedom, setting the country free, allowing every area to develop. So that's exactly. But without that, the country die a national debt. So, but we are talking about this is a story for another day. But we are talking about the 3 companies coming to Anambra State. Anambra State becoming the Detroit of Africa, not just Nigeria, but Africa. I am very, very happy about this, because this is what we expect. Because the future of this great state and Anibo is industry and technology. Industry and technology. Because we don't have that big land, but we have the abilities to produce things. So that's why we need thousands of industries. So that's why we need thousands of industries in Anambra State. We need thousands. That's why we need to be having, according to some people or experts, they reckon that for Anambra to be on top, not just in Nigeria, but in West Africa or something, that it has the potential to be having 100 medium to large scale industry set up every month for the next 4 years. And with that, suddenly we'll be on top. In next 4 5 years, it will be on top. So I don't know if the people, policy formulators, if they are looking at this. Can this thing be achieved? Yes, it can be achieved, because if you look at a lot of nature businessmen, importers, and all those things, you just need to encourage them, get the funds, help them, and get their partners, and to invest in the state by having a ready-made business park or industrial parks for them. So what happened is that it makes it so easy for them, and you guaranteed the the investors, because the investors are looking for guarantees. So the state governor, as he said, is the marketer of the state, will now guarantee this, and you see that hundreds of them will be setting up their factory every month. It's as easy as ABCD. They start to manufacture all those things they are importing in the state, and they start exporting it abroad. That's how the economy of Anambra State and Nigeria will grow. And I want to congratulate this great man of timber and caliber, the commissioner for industry in Anambra State, Dr. Christian Udechukwu. It was a wise decision by Soludo. I think he has an eye to bring in the best. I think he will be the best commissioner he will be having. I know some of his commissioner has been struggling, but I think Udenwa knows his onions. I've been watching him. I know that he can do better than anybody, because Commissioner of Industries over the years in many of the states in Nigeria are just political appointees. They don't naturally attract any business. They don't naturally advise the governors right. Even the industry Minister of Industry in Nigeria is just there for going around, even discouraging investment. But this guy, he knows his onions. He advised the governor right, and he lead from the front. He knows what to do to get industry into the state. And for the advantage he got is that he's also from Newi. Newi produce a lot of timber, and men and women of timber and caliber. They are good in manufacturing. They don't need to go to school for that. Anambra people don't need to go to school to manufacture things. That's something that is given to them. So, but that's another for another day. We are talking about these industries, the opportunity. You can see how Innocent has been expanding. Even the Innocent cannot produce enough demanded of it. And even from to provide the order for even in Anambra State, the government and the people demanding, all those transporters demanding to have their own, but Innocent has not been able to fulfill it. Akwa Ibom ordered a lot of buses. They have not been able to fulfill that. And many other states and their countries have ordered some from them. So that's why they're trying to expand. And, it's a massive expansion if you have seen the place. So that's why we are discussing here that Anambra is the Detroit of Nigeria and Africa. Anambra is becoming the Detroit of Africa. So a lot of things are happening, and it's a win-win situation. It's a win-win situation for the state, and it's kudos to Professor Chukwuma Soludo. Now that is in a top gear now, a changing gear now. He's moving to acceleration. So that's very brilliant. That's what we've been talking about before, that he need to put on the speed because the time is not on his side. So that's why he need to be quick, because when you have a passion, you have a vision, and you have a mission, you must also have a passion, and you act like a revolutionist. And that's exactly what is expected of him. That's a very great news. I don't know what you think about that. What do you think about Anambra State? Have you been to Anambra State? First of all, I have to tell you about Anambra State. Anambra State is in the eastern Nigeria, and is renowned for their great people. You can, if you know the guy that produced one of the fastest computer, Ifagwal, is based in America. He's also American citizen now. He's from Anambra State. Former Secretary of the Commonwealth, Emeka Anyoko, is also from Anambra State. And many others. Zeke of Africa is from Anambra State. Innocent Chukwuma, Innocent Chukwuma, Dr. Innocent Ifemdiaso Chukwuma is also from Anambra State. Ibeto Cletus, Chief Ibeto Cletus Ibeto is from Anambra State. There are many of them. The Afris Bank chairman, Orano, is from Anambra State. There are a lot of men and women of timber and caliber that is from this state. So that's why this state is always in the news. There are a lot of industries that are coming up. If the government would have put on 24-hour electricity since, this state would have turned into a Japan in manufacturing, because the only thing stopping a lot of investment on that sector is just the electricity. The other infrastructure, yes, can be overcome, but the major problem is the electricity, the power, 24-hour power. And that's why the governor has to work 24/7 to make sure this happens. It shouldn't be waiting for Eastern Electricity or something. It should find alternative companies to provide that, because the Eastern Electricity is quite ineffective. You can see how they are structured. They don't actually provide anything. They're just interested in collecting money from people without providing the services. That's why, as Christmas is coming up, a lot of places in Anambra State has no light. I phoned somebody in Ozobul, and he was telling me there's no light for days, and some other areas, and you can't believe it. So, and they are paying for these things. So it's very, very important to celebrate this good news that 3 more motor company, automotive company, are and manufacturing company are coming into the Anambra State. So it's a win-win situation for this great state. So let us listen to the information about this on the Arise News interview. You can hear from the horse's mouth. Let's just listen to him as he said about it.
Well, yes, we are.
Yeah, that's
terribly ambitious. Well, yes, and it's
that's
quite doable
Dr.
in terms of the way
Christian
that's why we were in Cairo,
Udechukwu
because when we were in
talking
Cairo as
with
well,
Arise
we
News.
met with some of the world's leading
Arise News.
industrial park developers. One of the biggest in Africa is Arise Holdings, which is a new entity, also backed by multilateral finance institutions. There's another one called Hassan Alam. They are dedicated in Egypt. They're doing quite a lot of projects across Africa, but in Cairo, they're building the new Cairo, the new capital city. So we visited some of these projects that they are doing, and we'll be also going to Togo and Benin Republic to see what Arise has done there, and perhaps in Gabon, where they have one of their flagships. And then they're coming to break grounds for the industrial parks in Anambra in 2024. So we're going to see these developments come to life much quicker than most people envisage.
Right. I mean, I'm very curious because you've talked about a lot of things, and obviously you're the Commissioner for Industry, and you've got these broad plans about what you want to do over the next sort of decade or so. I mean, but I'm wondering how much you're doing with the companies that already exist within Anambra State. For example, you're home to Innocent Motors. All of you in Anambra State in the government using Innocent cars?
Well, a few people are. There's choices. People are using Innocent cars in government. I am. I've applied for my own from Innocent.
Because I would have thought that that's one way of building up an industry.
Well,
I mean,
yes.
not only you guys using, I mean, it's a logical way to grow the industry.
Well,
not only you
very
guys
true.
using it, but encouraging other states and even other countries.
Well, I think, Charles,
you went to Egypt.
The good
to do
news
it.
is that Professor Charles Chukwuma-Soludo, who is the governor of the state, and the chief marketing officer of Anambra, has an entire convoy of cars made by Innocent. Because Soludo has appointed himself the chief marketing officer of Made in Anambra, all things Made in Anambra. And as we're about to launch our export promotion program, he's also the chief export promoter for Anambra. Now, as you know, Innocent is the primary auto manufacturer, is first in the field, biggest in the African continent, and we're very proud of him. Anambra is the home of Innocent. But new players are coming in. We have Omar and Kojo Motors now. They're in partnership with Yutong China, one of the biggest bus producers. They've just done groundbreaking. They'll be rolling out buses in Q1 of 2024. We also have other auto manufacturers coming in from Korea, from Vietnam, and from China. We're probably going to have in Anambra what will be like the Detroit of the USA.
Motor states rather than motor city.
Well, there's going to be a whole lot of things happening. And Charles, the interesting thing is that the governor is very, very deliberate.
Let's listen to what he said again. Just I am called the NYA. Just listen again to what he says. Let's listen again.
Within Anambra State, for example, you're home to Innocent Motors.
Just listen.
All of you in Anambra State in the government using innocent cars?
Well, a few people are. There's choices. People are using innocent cars in government. I am. I've applied for my own from innocent.
Because I would have thought that that's one way of building up an industry.
Well, yes.
Not only you guys using, it's a logical way to grow the industry.
Well,
not only you guys
true.
using it, but encouraging other states and even other countries.
Well, I think, Charles,
you went to Egypt.
The good news is that Professor Charles Chukwuma-Soludo, who is the governor of the state, and the chief marketing officer of Anambra, has an entire convoy of cars made by innocent. Because Soludo has appointed himself the chief marketing officer of Made in Anambra, all things Made in Anambra. And as we're about to launch our export promotion program, he's also the chief export promoter for Anambra. Now, as you know, Innocent is the primary auto manufacturer, first in the field, biggest in the African continent, and we're very proud of him. Anambra is the home of Innocent. But new players are coming in. We have Omar and Kojo Motors now. They're in partnership with Yutong, China, one of the biggest bus producers. They've just done groundbreaking. They'll be rolling out buses in Q1 of 2024. We also have other auto manufacturers coming in from Korea, from Vietnam, and from China.
That's wonderful.
We're probably
from
going to
Korea,
have Anambra, what would be like the
from
Detroit of the USA.
Vietnam,
Motor states rather than motor cities.
China, the Detroit of motor manufacturing. You have heard from the horse's mouth. Let's go back again to the beginning.
Remain, not least inadequate infrastructure, the lack of it.
Let's begin. We're here now. Okay.
Now, in the aftermath of that much talked about Anambra Investment Summit in September, which showed off extensive commercial and economic operations, it's emerged that the state is further ahead than any other in this country in vehicle manufacturing and auto parts factories. It contributes more than 70% to the production of auto parts, including motorcycles. So the logical thing to do is to try and expand that even further. But obstacles remain, not least inadequate infrastructure, the lack of electricity, and limited access to funding. So the state government headed off to the Intra-Africa Trade Fair in Cairo to try and make the right business connections. And sure enough, according to them, they secured a $200 million deal for the development of industrial infrastructure in Anambra State. Let's face it, it's a small step when it comes to the new economy Governor Charles Soludo has promised to build. But it's a start, isn't it? And well worth crowing about in the current context of Nigeria's economic crunch.
So you have heard from the horse's mouths about being a Detroit of Nigeria, and they contribute, Anambra State at the moment contribute over 70% of automotive businesses, manufacturing, motorcycles, loads of it into Nigerian economy. So that's exactly what we are talking about. And if not that there's clannish and tribalistic behavior in Nigerian politics, a state like Anambra State would have had a 24-hour electricity. That's industrial hub that's producing all those things will be having 24-hour electricity. But not in Nigeria. It's always the opposite in Nigeria. Everything is modeled with tribalism and wickedness. So think about that. The damage they are doing to the country. That's why the country is in a mess. So putting the wrong people in the place they cannot impart anything. Rather, is considered by tribalism, by tribal inclinations. So that's very sad. I am Kodili-nye. I want to know your view about these things. Do you think what they are saying about Anambra State is true? Have you been to Anambra State? Remember to subscribe to this vlog. We'll continue to be discussing, and I want you to join in this discussion. I want you to comment. I want you to share this vlog, share this video, to your friends. And this is, it's not just about sharing bad news. This is good news, and we must always be harbinger of good news, messengers of good news, sharing it all over the place. That's what we want to hear. So that's very, very important in our march to great success. A livable and a prosperous homeland, a land of destiny, a land of destination, not a departure launch. That's what we are asking all of us to be part of. And it must be achieved. But we don't need to waste more time. The time is of essence. And there must be a time frame for all these things. So let us join in this march to bring about a livable and prosperous homeland. Bring your investment home. Akuluno, for charity begins at home. As I normally say, charity begins at Anibo in Anambra State. Charity begins at Anibo, Anambra State. So stay tuned as we welcome back. We're discussing about Anambra State being the Detroit of Nigeria. Detroit is American state known for automotive, motor manufacturing and spare parts. And the Anambra State is becoming one because it's controlling 70-something% of spare parts and motor manufactured in Nigeria. And that's a great feat to achieve. But they are more for expansion, and there are a lot of other challenges that this state is facing, especially electricity, and that's very, very important. And the latest news, as you heard already, that 3 new companies are coming to set up their production line in Anambra State. One is coming from Vietnam, the second from South Korea, and the third from China. Already you have Inosin and you have Oma Kojo Group. And the Kojo Group will be starting complete manufacturing in the first quarter of 2024. They're already doing some jobs in their factory, one of their temporary place in Ibuku, in Agwata local government. But now they are building their mega factory in Umunya, Oyi local government, part of the greater Onitsha metropolitan city. That's a win-win situation for the state. Now is the time for everybody should wake up and make sure that we provide these investors what they want, and the indigenous investors who are ready to invest as well. And I also heard that Cochalis will be coming to invest also in motor manufacturing in the state. Remember, I have an assembly plant in Lagos, and that Lagos plant was meant to be sited in Anambra State. But during Obiano region, nobody knows what happened. I had the information that he was planning to set up in Anambra State. But I think the past governor did not pressure him so much. But now I heard that there's discussion going on that Cochalis will be setting up another factory for motor manufacturing in Anambra State. So this is a win-win situation. But I will actually do a vlog on that when I get the information clear, when the information become clearer. But I will also talk about that. And the other people that want to get into this. But at the moment, we're only hearing about the concrete one as the foreigners. There are a lot of other indigenous consign that want to get into this mad rush to start producing motors in Anambra State. That's what we are asking for. Akuluno. Akuluno. Subscribe. I am Kodili-nye. God bless you. See you in the next video. Bye.